Hi, my name is Uche. Yeah, welcome to 10 Plus with Architect Ape Harrison. I am your host for today on today's episode, and we're going to be having a beautiful and intelligent architect with us. Her name is Architect Ochudo Ai. You're welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, it's a pleasure. Yeah, I was at 10 Summit two editions ago, and you delivered something fantastic.
Thank you.
We are glad to have you.
I'm happy to be here.
Yeah. Okay, so on this episode, we're going to be talking about personal branding, and I'm sure Architect Ochudo has a lot to share with us. Yeah. I don't know if we're good. We can just say
we're good. Why not?
All right, that's fine. So the first question is, why personal branding?
Okay, so my journey to personal branding started with my own personal development.
Okay.
When I decided, or when I became clearer about what I wanted to do with my life, I realized that it's not enough to know it. I have to make sure I present it in such a way that those who are connected to what I want to do will recognize me and line up or align with the values that I share. I'll be able to help and help them in their journey. So all that I stand for with is working on your mindset, taking that active and present plan to develop yourself, will eventually culminate in personal branding. When it's well done, you become a brand that stands out. So for a lot of people who have a lot of value to give, they need to be able to channel that value intentionally and deliberately so that it can come across as someone of value, someone they want to relate with, someone they can recognize as having something that they want. So that's what personal branding means to me.
Yeah, that's interesting. So when you talk about personal branding, the idea is so that you can be recognizable.
Yes.
So people who want to connect with your brand, with your person, can easily see you, and then that connection can be made.
Yes, it's very important. Personal branding is not, for a lot of people, they think personal branding is about bragging rights. It's not about bragging rights. It's about sharing who you are, your authentic nature, your experiences, your skills, your knowledge, in such a way that it demonstrates you as somebody who should be seen as an authority, if that's what you want, or recognized for skill, or perhaps even rewarded for that skill. So personal branding is more than just showing yourself off. It's about making sure that what is tangible, what people can take away from knowing you is presented and properly expressed.
Fantastic. So where does one begin when you talk about personal branding? What you've said, I think is something everybody and every organization should consider. So where do you start to say, I want to begin to create a personal brand?
So I want to begin to create a personal brand. First of all, you are already a brand, whether you know it or not. Okay. You see, people are watching you. They are making decisions about you every day. Something, the way you speak, the way you dress, the knowledge you exhibit, what you know. Everywhere, people are making decisions about you. So what you want to do is to be able to partially control that narrative. You can be a really funny guy at home with your friends. When you are on, say, the social media platform, for instance, and on iPad, would you want to be seen as a funny guy? So deciding what and how you should start a personal brand is, first of all, identifying what it is you want to be known for. Do I want to be known for my architectural skills, or do I want to be known for impact? Do I want to be known for public speaking, or do I want to be known as somebody who was a great philanthropist? There are many aspects to everyone. So one of the first things is identifying what you want to be known as, and then taking that identity of yours that you have identified and putting it out there consistently in a structured manner to expose you strategically to your audience, your target audience, so that they see and recognize you. So you can start building a personal brand. For instance, I'll just use my story. Okay. I love anything that deals with inspiring people, anything that deals with helping people see who they truly are. Self-discovery is a big thing for me. So I just started putting out my thoughts on social media with no intention of even attracting a crowd. I just needed to get it out of my system. But in doing that, I began to get a little bit of a following. People began to respond, and you get feedback that what you're sharing is influencing people. So from there, you now decide, okay, it's not just enough to share it now. you should be able to share it in such a way that people can walk up to you, get something from that, and apply it to their lives, not just me sharing myself. So working on a personal brand requires you to know what it is you want to showcase, taking that thing you want to showcase and making it, I use the word captured value, to capture the value of what you're trying to do in such a way that it can come out in form of a program, a book, a training, speaking, something, but it's something that now becomes tangible, something that people can come and exchange value, give you something in exchange for that thing. Yes. So you start that way and you build on it. Over time, you fine tune it a bit because you get to portions where you need to fine tune your brand message. You realize that people are more in tune with this aspect of your message. So you develop more material along those lines. Yes. But it's important that you first of all recognize it and be willing to start sharing it almost as though you are not expecting anything out of it. That's my philosophy.
So from what you've said, you've talked about having a brand message.
Yes.
So you have to have something that you want to project. Then when you have that brand message, then you must create a structure. And when you have created a structure, you must also have, there's something you call a package value. Capture
value. Your value.
Captured value. Something that, you
can exchange with audience, people. Yes.
People can reach out and get. It's like tangible value that you can.
When the value becomes tangible.
Yes, they can, relate. Okay, that's a lot of progress. Yeah, I think I should consider that.
Yes, you should.
All right. So now in our society in Africa, in Nigeria, we hear the word packaging, in our local parlance. How is branding different from false representation or packaging in that sense? So
one thing that Nigerians or Africans have understood is that we are competing with the global community, and we need to be presentable. We need to be seen for what we truly know. So they go out of their way to package the external forms, create the external forms of success, without sometimes making sure the success is from inside out. What happens is that when you package yourself ahead of time to look successful without the habits, the behaviors, and the mindset of a successful person, it's only a train wreck in the future.
That's true.
So what you want to do is work from the inside out. Whenever I talk about personal branding, if you've ever attended on my captured values, whenever I talk about personal branding, I try to work from first identifying who you are and what you want to project out there. Because if you just package yourself to look like a certain thing, usually when someone even packages, they are imitating someone already. They're not even original. So you have to package, you have to work from inside out as a personal brand. A personal brand is very authentic because people can smell a fake a mile away. They know when you are acting, they know who you are trying to sound like. They know that this is not even you. Even people that know this is not really you. There's a way you can show up as a new person, showing a new side of yourself. And someone is going, I didn't know you could do this. I didn't know you were this kind of person, as opposed to, this guy is being fake. I don't know, there's a way it's sounding, it's just something I can't place my finger on it. So packaging, that's what packaging does. Creates an external form of arrival, while personal branding is actually being that thing, authentic. So you share your experiences, you share your failures and your wins. All that is part of personal branding. The people that will connect with you because you are succeeding, and those that will connect with you because you failed one thing. They feel, okay, that means I can do this. I relate to this guy. I can work with him. I become his fan, And so I always recommend that before you start looking to package the outward, appearance, try to make sure something on the inside is stable. You are very clear about who you are and what you want to achieve. Forget about the moral reasons why you want to achieve it. Some people's brand, they need to be about the money. And sometimes it goes against how they feel. Owning that decision, it does a lot for the way you come across, the authenticity with which you show up. So it's important to be clear, self-aware and clear about the message you want to put out there. Because when that message is out there, you will always find energy within to continue to promote that, project that brand.
Fantastic. So just to get the meat of what you're saying. So you're saying packaging is different from branding in that packaging is just external,
Yes.
and has no internal value.
Many
to back
times
up.
it does not.
Yeah.
Many times it does not. Personal branding, on the other hand, it comes from the internal place. What you see on the outward that looks like packaging is actually a reflection of who they are on the inside. And usually that person is with time, the brand becomes established. What happens to packaging is that it fizzles away after a while. You burn out because you are trying to. So sometimes they look the same. You can be fooled by two people who appear like they have been established, but the only thing that will separate them is one person is a brand that has evolved, the other person is packaged and does not have the roots that it requires to withstand. You know that personal branding will always attract something. Light will always attract insects, attract animals, attract human beings. Everything, they come around light. Over time, if you do not work on what that thing is, you would lose the value of light that you give out will attract the wrong crowd and they can crush you. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say.
I think I get what you're saying.
I'm trying to say that you can project a fake packaging and attract the wrong people who will place a demand on you for something that you are not able to deliver on.
Wow.
You need to be clear about it because with time you will burn out.
That's true.
Yes.
Wow. She's just giving it to us hot. It's been a fantastic time with architect Ochudo. If you are watching us, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. Architect Ochudo, I have a lot of more questions. When you think about branding, the first thing that comes to mind usually is it being visual. Is branding only visual?
No. Branding is not only visual.
Okay.
Branding appeals to our senses. So our sense of sight, our sense of smell, our sense of hearing, the way we feel. So, but in the world today, usually the first thing, sight is usually the primary sense that is activated in most cases. Except, of course, somebody is without sight, then his sense of hearing becomes very activated. So for you to be able to project a brand, you need to be careful. You need to be conscious of the physical attributes of a brand. See, a picture speaks 1,000 words, as opposed to text or whatever. So you can capture a lot by how you present yourself to be visually appealing to your target audience. So branding is always visual. Before you move into brand messaging and brand imaging and themes, colors, logos, how brand representation, everything where branding starts from is visuality. It starts from, so I put out my thoughts on social media, somebody sees it, then they read it, then it gets under their skin. They feel, I can relate with this lady. So something about branding starts out as being visual, but then translates to other forms of senses that we need to be complete, to be complete human. So branding is largely visual, yes.
Okay, so we'll take a short break now. Please stay with us, we'll be right back. Yeah, welcome back to this episode. We have Architect Ochudo with us. We'll just continue where we left off. So I've had a nice time, and I have so much more questions for you, and I'm sure it will be nice. Okay, so how do you handle an established personal brand and evolving personal values? So let's say I've been known for this, but I have had a little shift on such and such
my
ground.
thinking,
yes, or my thinking.
Shifted ground on a particular idea, philosophy, belief.
Yes, exactly.
How does it? Just put it out there the way you feel it.
Okay.
You see, a lot of people, but the need to appear perfect is where the problem lies. You need to embrace that you're human and that you can change. I mean, Beckham was once known as a footballer. Then Beckham evolved into a fashion icon. And then he became known as a family man. Became an attraction to a lot more people because people admired his marriage and the children he was bringing up and how they were turning out. it became clear that he was no longer just about himself. His values had evolved into being a family man, and he wanted to showcase that part of himself. So don't worry about whether or not the values have changed. Yes, they are even expected to change, except of course you are not growing. So as a personal brand, once you start having conflict, sometimes even be as clear as it, I used to feel this way about X, I no longer feel this way. Moving forward, I will be promoting this XYZ. Sometimes you even need to address it in such a clear manner. Other times, use your conversations, your stories, what you share with people to inform them that I am moving from this position to this position, and you're good to go. Don't try to be perfect. No one is.
So it's okay for brands to keep evolving.
More than okay. Do you really want to follow Beckham as a footballer now?
Oh, well.
Exactly. He's faded. I mean, the younger
true.
generation don't know him. But
true.
if Beckham wants to remain somewhat relevant, maybe people would now admire his marriage or some other thing that he becomes known for. Yeah, so, yes, brands are allowed to evolve, really.
So, what do you think about imitating other brands?
Well, there's a saying that there's no new thing on earth. There's no new idea, no new information. What we see has been seen before. Whatever idea you had, you probably got it on the same frequency, another person got it, right? Mm-hmm. So, while I do not, the thing about imitating brands is that you can have a brand that inspires you. Something about the way they express themselves, their beliefs, their values, their style may appeal to you. You may want to fashion yourself a bit like that. Yeah, it's okay. Stand on the shoulders of those who have come ahead of you. But what you do is you don't remain there. You don't insist that everything, because that's what people do in some climes. They copy back to back, try to confuse, try to even steal customers from another brand by fashioning themselves like that other brand. So it can hurt. It can hurt if you have someone constantly copying you and trying to interfere with your ideal customer or audience. But to frown completely at it is not a realistic position to take.
Sure.
Yes. So stand on the shoulders of a brand that you admire. Stand on some of their philosophies, perhaps. But make sure you are clear or evolve or develop your own message so that you have a unique target audience that you appeal to. No matter how powerful certain brands are, everybody will not like them.
Yes.
They want something that looks like that brand, but it's not entirely that brand. A brand may be X with a certain belief, and then you come up with another belief which you project, and somebody else think, that's it. This is the brand that I like, this brand I want to relate with because I feel strongly about this value, and that person is sharing it. So yes, imitate, but be prepared to find your own voice. Staying copying, you will not grow. You will not do well. And you who is being copied, don't be offended. Yes, don't be offended. Allow people to copy you. What that does is it pushes you to evolve, to grow, to become a leader of the pack. The queue moves, so that's my view. I don't know if people share that view in terms of personal branding.
Awesome. So you're saying you can follow a pattern, but eventually you have to find your own originality.
You must. That's what will keep you in the game for long.
Okay.
Yes.
So now I have this little conundrum. How do you how do you manage when your brand, you want to stay a bit differentiated from your brand, as your personality is a little bit differentiated from your brand? So you look at someone like Tara, House of Tara is a makeup brand, but Tara herself doesn't do a lot of
heavy makeup
and all. How do you manage that?
I believe that this is my own understanding of what Tara is doing. First of all, I'm really glad for that industry that she pioneered.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And
kudos
kudos
to like
yes, kudos to her. It's such an honor. I use her products. In fact, the lipstick I'm wearing is Tara.
Wow.
Yes.
Free advert.
I like the shade. So yes. One thing about personal branding is that you have to capture various aspects of your personal brand. Tara's brand as a business is to empower women. When she originally started, She wanted women to be beautiful and to empower them financially, right? Tara as a person stands for something else more than just being beautiful. The idea of Tara is no longer just that woman that has whatever. Tara has become a voice for a generation. She has become a symbol of what a woman can be like when you... So Tara's brand has evolved from being, I want women to be beautiful, to I want women to be beautiful inside out. I want women to be known that they can pursue anything they want. They can have it all. You can have a great husband, you can have great children, you can run a home successfully, you can run a business. So when we invite Tara to come and speak at events, how many times do you think we ask her about makeup?
That's true.
We rarely do.
That's true.
We don't care about whatever colors she calls her shades. We don't even care where she gets them made. We want to know what's making you tick. You see that thing? That is the brand Tara is promoting. That ability to connect to people in such a way that people feel, I want to do fabrics, but you are the brand I want to follow. I don't need to do makeup. Tara's message, Tara's brand message, Tara's brand identity, that's what appeals to us. And so you can separate your brand from what you promote. See, that Tara's line is just a product. It's a line of, it's a captured brand product. She can have several products that come out from her as Tara. And they can become big entities separated by their own. So thinking that, oh, I have a business brand. I mean, look at Tesla today. Tesla was once a tech person, I think. He ran a tech, was it financial tech? I forget. Then he became the guy who started the electric cars. And then he wants to put people on the moon. What do you think? What do you think we're really interested? Why do you think we follow? Is it that all of us want to have electric cars as businesses? No, he gives us permission. He tells us you can do anything you want. He's not even an American, you know? So just that mere fact that you don't have to be in the top industrious countries in the world to break out and become known for something. That's what a personal brand is about. If you take Tara, take Tesla, Elon Musk. Elon Musk, that's the person I was trying to call. If you take Elon Musk, take Tara, you plant them in any industry, the values they stand for will always show, will always shine through. If you take Tara from the makeup line and plant her in agricultural line, something about what she stands for would she can have a product line that is Tara agricultural produce, but people will still be attracted to her personal brand for the philosophy, the beliefs and the values that she holds. So that's why personal branding has to be authentically you. It has to be something that will outlive you. You know, what do you want to be known for? Ultimately, no one knows how long they're going to be around on this side of eternity. But you want a legacy, something that people always say, this woman inspired me. We have people that inspire us from 200 years ago. What they stood for is still speaking to us today. That is what a personal brand should be. Not just being known as a trend that can fade off with time. Your personal brand really is about capturing your very essence. It can show up as your experiences over a period of time. Then that experience can change. That's where the evolution comes in. That's where the changing and permission, you give yourself permission to say, I used to stand on this philosophy, now I've shifted base. Over time, every aspect of what you are known for, the values you give, the beliefs you have, the style that you want to project out there, they're all aspects of a personal brand that will cause people to relate to you in a different. So yes, please don't hold on to that idea that I have a brand as I have to die there. No, you're not going to die there. You shouldn't even be willing to die there. Be known as somebody who evolves, but have a core belief, a core value that ultimately captures your entire essence as a personal brand.
Fantastic. It's been a mind-blowing session.
Thank you.
With what you have shared with us today, it's literally some sort of mini textbook that
I don't know about being textbook. I'm just writing from my experiences and I'm speaking from my experiences and my passion. So yes, personal branding, what you will be known for eventually is your personal brand, not what you are currently doing. What you are doing is just one aspect of a brand that can be, released out there. So
all right, guys, thank you very much for staying with us for this long. I'm sure it has been a beautiful ride all the way. So till next time, but don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like, and don't forget to share. Thank you very much.